Apologies to all of the victims of divorce court. Apologies to all of those who have, I don't know, horrible politics. I know that they're probably very angry at me right now, very angry at Twitch, very angry at everyone else, partially because they just don't like pay attention to the news at all, because it was supposed to be a 24-hour suspension, as I mentioned. Yeah, we're back. Daddy's home. Daddy's home, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We're live. We're alive. And I'm going to tell you all about my personal news, because obviously this is the part of the broadcast for all the parasocialists out there. I'm back. Dude, you missed Streamer University? I didn't. I actually watched it, and I actually liked it quite a bit. I have, my opinions on what I thought was going to happen. I thought that they would be way more chaotic. Surprisingly, it was not as chaotic as but it's like virtually impossible to pay attention to every single thing that was happening. So I don't know, maybe it was chaotic and I didn't see it, but from everything I saw, it was awesome. They had to ban you, otherwise you would never taken a day off. This is true. Thank you. Shouts out to Twitch for giving me a forcible day off, because I was not taking that day off. Anyway, so on Saturday, you guys might have noticed, on Saturday night, I started my broadcast. It was supposed to be a fun day, a Saturday fun day, right? And I ended the broadcast with a video game. I played a video game, a browser game. I played a browser game called Zionist or Nazi. Here it is. This is, if you want to see it, it's the hardest game I've ever played. It's on my YouTube if you want to go take a look at it. And right after that game was over, I embarrassingly ended the broadcast in disgrace, because it was just too goddamn hard. It was too goddamn hard for me, and I was embarrassed. I ended the broadcast, and then something weird happened. I was in the other room, and I heard my computer start playing some audio of a tab that I had left open. Sometimes it happens randomly. Twitter will randomly restart the audio, and the dog started barking, and I ran over to the PC to turn off this tab, and I realized I had been logged out of all of my accounts. Lo and behold, I was banned. And it was shocking, because normally there are signs, you know what I mean? Normally when I do something that's ban worthy, or something that's even teetering on the edges of a ban, or when people get really mad about something and it starts going viral on Twitter, and then there's a lot of public pressure, usually that's how it goes. That's the previous pattern, right? I say something, people clip it, gets posted on LSF or it gets posted on Twitter, and then it turns into a much larger ordeal, and then Twitch has to react to it. Twitch has to react to it in a way where it's in a way where they just obviously won't stand aside and defend me. So I didn't even know what the reason was this time, because it was shocking. It was weird. I was like, what is going on? What's up with this ban? Well, it turns out it was because I had read the manifesto of Elias Gonzalez, the shooter of the Israeli embassy, right? The Israeli embassy staffers that were shot and killed by Elias Gonzalez. I read his manifesto. Now, I always read the manifestos of shooters. By trade, what I do by profession is literally to go through common points of misinformation, both coming from mainstream media and both coming from, psychotic right-wingers and whatnot, in the aftermath of any sort of shooting that takes place. And I do this all the time. Obviously I don't cover breaking news, but my job is to look at all of the narratives that are out there and go through them and critically examine them and try to figure out what the truth is. And that's precisely what I was doing. Part of the reason why I read the manifesto was because there was people entertaining the notion that it was potentially a false flag attack. And I wanted to see if there was any veracity to these claims. And I read the manifesto, as I've done time and time again. And by the way, I detailed all this stuff that I'm basically relitigating here on my last YouTube video. If you haven't watched it, you should. I guess that was a bannable offense. I hope that they change this policy because I think it's a really bad policy. I think that the policy of like, oh, you can't look at a manifesto, because there's a couple different things that they literally have verbatim as a policy that I am always annoyed by. One of them is there is like any kind of disseminated information that they consider to be like terrorism will get you dinged up, even if it's perfectly fine. Even if it's perfectly fine on Twitter, even if it's perfectly fine on YouTube, like Twitch has a way more rigorous application in terms of service, and they will actually punish you for it, which I think is silly. They changed it because of you the first time when people wanted your head for the Houthi video. No, that was always in existence. I think that shouldn't be the case. Like, I think I should be able to watch those types of videos. I have watched those types of videos over and over again. I think it's like really stupid. Having said that, you know, the concept of terrorism in and of itself is already arbitrary, and there's plenty of academic back and forth on this process. It's just like having the platform engage in this like arbitrary designation, depending on what the State Department has decided is like terrorism, is silly. But where are the old streams? If you can't access my VODs, it's probably because I just got unbanned and it takes a while. But I guess let me just blast off, because personal news is basically talking about why I got banned. So please leave Twitch so I can delete this garbage app. That's the funniest way to demand that I leave Twitch. I don't want to. I would like to continue. I've spent years and years on this platform building a community. I would like to make sure that I can maintain this community that I've built here. But yeah, maybe I'll have to start multi-streaming potentially. YouTube doesn't have offliner chat. No, I know. YouTube has a lot of there's issues with YouTube as well. But yeah, I'm thinking about different avenues. I'm thinking about it, because like chat and the back and forth that I have with you guys is one of the most important aspects of this this process, this medium, like the way I do things. Otherwise, I'm just like a regular ass political commentator. That's what people do. That like, this is the most, the back and forth conversation, the community component for me is perhaps the most significant aspect of my political commentary and like what I offer. And YouTube unfortunately doesn't have it as good. So I have to find a way to, I would have to find a way to basically make it, like make YouTube streaming be as close and as similar to Twitch streaming as possible. But yeah, it's definitely a thought in my mind, make no mistake, more so than ever before, because it does feel like people are going pretty crazy over this.